go, here we go, here we go. That mission did not happen. Free maintenance on the house.
On the house.
I am waiting to grab the keys from my buddy so we can drive his car and do a review on it. That is what we're doing today. My buddy just let me in the back of his workplace, Long.
What's up?
And we are actually gonna head over and take his car now. That's the ride for today.
But everything works, like heated seats.
What?
Yeah, it's a touring model, so it's got all the the good street commodities, you know, air conditioning, radio, Bluetooth.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean when Aaron built this thing, he made sure it was gonna be good for daily driving too. You know.
Cool. Well,
So factory parking brake still works. And then a hydro it works at all times. So
oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Long.
all right, brother.
I'll take good care of the car.
All right, have fun.
Yep.
Tell Aaron I say hi.
All right.
I just set up the first camera and I think it looks pretty good. Do I look okay in there? I hope so. Anyway, yeah, I'm supposed to go meet the person who built the car and do a collab with them. Well, I'll do the car review over there at his shop. Yep. All right. This is my initial drive in the 350Z, and I have to say it's been a while since I've driven a manual car. It's a little I gotta do some polishing up on my driving abilities, but so far I like it a lot. It's kind of tight in here, you know, but it feels like a spaceship, so it's fun so far. And we are stuck in traffic, and my destination is 52 miles away. I am 1 hour away from where we're gonna do the full review. So traffic is finally moving. This steering wheel is really tiny. I don't know if I could get used to that. Maybe it's better for drifting. I don't know, Long. You tell me, is the steering wheel being smaller better for drifting? I've always drifted on stock steering wheels, so I don't know. But as far as driving, man, this thing responds really well. Like, this is just a little bit of input and we're already darting across the lane. We are going down the best part of 85. If you know anything about 85 and 75 in Atlanta, it is like a go-kart track. So it's 9:30 in the morning. We're doing 85 miles an hour. And we're getting passed up by everybody else. We're in a sports car. Everybody else is hauling ass. Ooh, okay. That was 6th gear. We got some power.
In 1 mile, exit right.
Oh shit, we gotta exit off in 1 mile. I guess we're taking I-20. Here we go.
In a quarter of a mile, exit right.
are taking I-20 west. Yes. Well, we got to have a little bit of fun coming through Atlanta.
Exit right.
I was not paying attention to the GPS.
In 0.1 of a mile, keep right.
And we almost missed the exit. But here we are now.
Keep right.
Little tunnel exhaust action there. So this is when you want to have fun. This is just, you know, just to stop the car. Or maybe to park. You could use this to park. You use this to have fun. Do I go around and open up? I don't know this road. Maybe I shouldn't. Oh, it looks clear. Maybe I can open it up. Maybe a little bit. Woo, that's a lot of fireballs.
In a 1/4 of a mile, turn right. Turn right, and then turn right. In 0.1 of a mile, turn right.
I almost went the wrong way.
You have reached your destination.
Yes, we made it. We made it. All right, we made it. That was quite a drive. All right, let me go introduce myself and check out Aaron real quick. Oh, whew. Man, my ass hurts. All right, we are here at Fourth Gear Performance with Aaron, the owner, and he's actually the previous owner of Long's 350Z, and he's gonna talk about the car today.
Let's go check it out. It's been long since I've seen that car, man.
How long's it been?
So, it's been over a year. I sold it to Long, I think it was October. I don't remember. August, September, October, somewhere around there. I'm gonna do a walk around real quick.
Yeah, sure. Let's do a walk around.
It's like same but different. So he put like the lip on it, side skirts, wheels, that guy up there, and the spoiler.
He says he just got a couple screws. I think he got 2 there, 1 here, and then he just fibbaged the rest, just so the leaves wouldn't get underneath.
At least he got it paint matched.
Oh yeah.
Looks like it's paint matched.
And he did a good job with the fibbage. Long, you did a good job with the fibbage.
That's always been weird.
Oh really?
So, yeah.
I was like, I don't remember that being out. Is that new?
Long, what'd you do to the door? Man. Oh, that's all right. It's a drift car. That's what it was. That's what it was made for.
Hey, so did you custom make this yourself?
Yeah, so the idea behind that was the best way to do the fender vents is to actually cut the fender and then weld in new pieces. So I wanted to try to make a one-piece like rivet in application, but
Yeah.
it's like a piece of sheet metal I got from like Home Depot, and then I used like a sheet metal brake and shear to cut it and bend it. And I mean, it's a good 20-footer.
Good 20-footer, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was unique. When I saw it, I was like, oh dang, I've never seen this before.
Yeah. So yeah, like usually what people do is like they weld to it. You know what I mean? And it
Yeah.
looks, and then you go over it and sand it down. You put some body filler on it and make it look really, really nice and uniform. The whole idea was like, I was gonna replace the fender anyways, right? So I was like, it was so scary cutting into the fender because I really, there's no going back once you do that. So I was like, if I screw up, I want to replace the fender anyways. It has some imperfections in it, but I just kept it, and then I did the other side. So, wow, how'd it drive?
It drove good.
Yeah.
I wasn't used to the diff. Man, the diff grabs.
Yeah.
And,
So I think.
Is this a Tomei? What is it?
So I think Long took the Tomei two-way diff out and put a welded diff in there.
Oh, okay.
And the two-way diff it felt so fun on the street. It was great. Even in the rain, it was weird. It just felt like it had more traction. But whenever I drove the car on the track, I felt like the two-way just wanted to unlock during like transitions.
Oh, okay.
So
I see.
It was a little weird to keep it in drift during transition.
Okay.
And I put these on it. So behind I cut out all the metal in the back, so there's nothing behind it. I actually got T-boned in this car.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So the door, this is a used door. I took to my painter, had him paint the door, the whole thing, so it was actually originally a blue door, but I took him the bear skin and he painted the outside, the inside, everything. And then whenever he got T-boned, the quarter was crushed.
Yeah.
So I cut all that out, and luckily everything behind it was still straight and good. So I just put these overs on it.
Nice. Oh, I could kind of see the damage here.
Yeah. So
Wow,
that's kind
okay.
of like the only residual damage you can see. But
Yeah.
the door went like completely
It was,
like
like,
through.
completely
Yeah,
covered.
you could see through the door. The airbag deployed.
Dang. Oh, yeah. I saw the airbags. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
and
wait,
the
where's the
seat.
key
Yeah,
at?
I don't know if you ever replaced it.
I don't know what I did with the keys. Here we go. Yeah, I saw this.
Yeah. Yep. And then I think there's some right here. There's some damage because
Yeah, I see it now.
There's that on this car. There was a side current airbag that came down, and then this one came out. To,
Okay.
Protect him. He put a steering wheel in, but other than that, it looks just how it was.
Nice.
There it is.
Yeah, so long as like, hey, if you guys want to do pulls or do whatever, you guys do whatever you want. But I didn't ask him if we could do donuts or whatnot. Maybe I'll call him and see.
Yeah, there's a cul-de-sac right there.
Yeah.
So I bought this car years ago. Well, I'll say years. I don't know, probably 4 years ago. It was a 06 factory 6-speed car. So originally it had the rev up engine, and I bought it with a knocking engine. That engine was bad.
Oh, dang.
So I built that engine. Had some trash in the head, and so brand new engine got destroyed. I think from when the machine shop went through and coated the head.
Yeah.
They got some like trash in it and sandblasting it or whatever they did. So I decided to put in a 3.7. So this is
a 3.7. Then.
yeah. So this
Okay,
is
okay.
from a 370Z.
Okay.
It had like 120,000 miles on it. So yeah. So it's like kind of factory. The swap can be cleaner if you use a like an HR core support. This is from a DE car.
Okay.
But a strut brace fits on it and everything. And I wanted to kind of keep this car a sleeper, so the hood.
Yeah.
This is a factory DE hood, and it fits like perfect, right? So the
Lower it, let's see.
the HR hoods, they have a
They got the hump.
hump on it, yeah. But this one clears fine. And I did have to cut a hole in the skeleton for the
For this.
because right here it was touching whenever I put the fuel pressure gauge on.
So if you do a HR swap in the DE car, the only thing you got to do to make it fit is cut a notch out.
Well, yeah,
For-
that's if you have the fuel pressure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you don't have the fuel pressure gauge, you don't need to cut the notch.
Correction. The HR swap will fit in the DE, but if you put an aftermarket fuel pressure regulator, then you gotta notch the hood.
Yep.
Aftermarket. Cut the hole in the hood. Nice.
And so this, and really the only special thing to make this fit is to have the harness kind of has to be made to work with like the factory dash harness. So there's some people out there. There's Hexa Garage, Guilty Garage. The person that built this for me is an engineer at Z1 Motorsports. So he put the harness together for me, and it works great. Factory dash works. You know, all the cluster, the tachometer, the water temp, the factory fans, everything works. It uses an actual like CAN module to communicate. So it uses a 370Z computer as well. Well, the 370Z like computer, it kind of talks in a different language than the factory like dash and the factory AC auto amp. So it's kind of different languages. So there's a box in there that kind of communicates and makes it all work.
Nice. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought it was the HR. I drove it and I was like, man, this is really peppy 3.5.
Well, 3.7.
Yeah, I thought it was a 3.5.
Yeah. So they do have the HRs in the 07 and 08, but this engine is from, I think this one's from a 2014 370Z.
Okay.
But yeah, so this one made, I think on the dyno it made about 340 to the wheels.
To the wheels.
Yep.
Yeah.
So whereas a factory DE maybe makes, I don't know, with or without cats, anywhere from 250 to maybe 270, 280. So it feels good. It's a good drift car.
Yeah. Well, I was looking because I don't know this area. I was like, man, I wonder if I could just like rip it down this highway really quick.
I mean, we're in Mexico, you know.
Yeah, we're in Mexico. All right, I'm gonna finish rigging up the car with the cameras, and then we'll go rip it up and down Mexico.
One of the most satisfying buttons you click.
Which one's this?
So it doesn't work. This was actually supposed to be for the 370Zs. The sport models, they have auto rev matching. You press a button, and whenever you downshift, the engine would rev match.
I see what you're saying.
So the transmission in this car has that feature. It's just not wired up, and so it was actually in process of happening when I sold the car. So it never happened. Yeah.
Okay.
And to my understanding, it would have been one of the only 3.7 swaps out there with working rev match. Like it would.
Dang, that would have been bomb.
Yeah.
We're letting Aaron drive the car first because he built the car, and I'm pretty sure he missed the car.
Oh,
so
I have no idea.
yeah, we'll let him go do his thing.
Where do you want to go?
Wherever you think we could go, open it up.
This car's so smooth. So crazy. Maybe don't maybe don't put the mischief in there.
Yeah, I'll cut that out.
Man, I miss this car so much. You have no idea. It's so fun to drive too.
I'll try some out of the.
Alright, I'll whenever I get some space, I'll give it a
Start recording.
I'll try this out. Let's see if we can capture some of that. This thing got some fireballs.
I miss this thing so much.
Yeah.
Hope I don't piss these people off too much. Everything about it like feels.
Yeah, everything's so nice and tight.
But yeah, so the white box you see right there is actually the AC auto amp.
Oh, okay.
But it's not bolted in its bracket because the hydro like handbrake, it has the reservoirs back there, so it's kind of like sitting on top of it. Yeah, the welded diff is definitely a lot more like aggressive than a two-way diff.
Yeah.
The Tomei like LSD. Didn't have enough to really do anything in third. So with the Tomei diff, it had a 4.1 gear in it, and
It would have spun.
yeah, it would have spun. I think with this one, I don't remember what gear ratio Longset is in it now. But yeah, dude, you have no idea how long it took me to
Point that out.
like cut this right here and try to make it nice. But like this silver piece right here is a very weird material. Like it's almost like brushed aluminum.
Okay.
It's not like plastic, so it's kind of like difficult to cut. Yeah, no. And then the hazard switch, I had to like almost cut in half to get it to work right, but I mean it still works just fine.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, man, that was a lot of thought. It don't look like it, but there was a lot of thought in that. Unless you work on cars, you wouldn't appreciate the little things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, like the goal for this was to be like a daily street car, you know. So I wanted to retain like all the AC knobs and everything, and music, obviously AC, heated seats. The roller coaster of emotions that this car caused me, and then seeing it in its mostly finished stage. It's cool.
Because it was what, buying the car, finding out the motor was bad, having to swap the motor.
Yeah, I waited months for the harness. The harness had to be custom made, like I said previously, but yeah, that was just months and months of just waiting. Like, hey man, like when's my harness gonna get done? Is my car gonna be done? Or, you know, I want to get my car going. Where's my harness?
Yeah.
And it took so long. I actually built this car in my garage, like at my house.
Yeah.
So yep, I got
pre-shop.
yeah. Before the shop, I worked at Z1 Motorsports at the time, but yeah, I did all the work in my garage at my shop, or I mean, in my home garage. Yeah. So the engine swap itself, the engine swap. Oh, my wife's here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So the engine swap, the gallery gaskets. Most of the work I did in my house.
Alright. It's gonna be time to swap. Alright.
Make sure. Okay, we're still good.
Cool. Oh man, you guys are so tall. I'm so short.
Pretty good.
I don't know the roads, so
Wherever you want to go,
Yes.
I'll tell you.
oh snap!
So you're recording for like a YouTube video, or?
Yeah, I'm just experimenting with YouTube right now.
Okay.
So this is really just like to have fun.
Yeah. Nice. Well, I'm sure it'll be a fun journey. I know a couple people in the YouTube game, and from my understanding, it starts off slow, but you just have to stay persistent. You have to post content all the time, from my understanding, and
Yes.
just literally daily try to post something.
So for me, I post content every day already, but
Okay.
it's for other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to, you know, obviously grow my own thing. How's this road? Is it pretty
Yeah. So
pretty safe?
Yeah, it's safe. Just slow down before the bend.
Okay. Because we don't know.
Yeah.
Is that usually where the traps are?
Yeah. Shot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the money shot.
There you go.
Alright. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Never gets old.
Yeah. Man, this is so fun.
Yeah. It's great. I've never really sat in this car in the passenger seat, and it feels pretty good too.
I do like how responsive the steering is too.
Yeah.
No police.
It feels so crazy just for being in a V6. Just feels gorgeous.
That mischief did not happen.
Nope, didn't see. I don't know. What'd you say? I don't know.
Yeah, we're talking about Long, I love your car. It's amazing. Aaron, I love your old car. Amazing.
There she is.
I did get a test drive the car, feels amazing. And now I am just taking off all the rigging up, like the microphone stuff. and we'll go over the build. Yeah. Like, how did the swap come about?
Alright. Well, alright, so this is my old Nissan 350Z. It's a 06 factory 6-speed car. So it did have the rev up engine in it. And it was a knocking engine, so you know I got the car for cheaper. It didn't really have a bumper, it was all damaged and just needed a bunch of other work too. So I got the car for what I thought was a steal, because this is a Grand Touring car from the factory, so it has the Brembos on it, navigation, heated seats, leather seats. The Grand Touring, it did come with like the Nismo lookalike wheels. So this was like, this is my favorite body style 350Z, because it's kind of a mixture of like an updated like facelift. So it has like, you know, the nice HIDs. It's got the 06 plus front bumper, the rear taillights are the LED taillights, and it has the DE hood. So I like the DE hood more than the HR hood. So the 06 is my favorite, like my favorite body style, just because it's a mixture of like the DE car and HR, right? So
Yeah.
already loved it. So I had one before in the 06. I don't know, it was just, I loved it. Even with the rev up engine, it was amazing. But unfortunately, this one had a bad engine, so after a failed engine build on the rev up, I think the machine shop ended up having like a lot of trash inside the cylinder head. So brand new, it had like high compression pistons, Wiseco pistons, BC rods, Tomei cams, and the brand new Tomei cams just got scored on the journal bearings. I just think there's like a bunch of like media or grit in the heads. So after a bunch of money wasted on that engine, I decided to throw in a 3.7. So this is a VQ37 VHR. It does have a V-belt. This is the engine that came in all 370Zs from 2009 to, what was the last year they made them? 2020 or something?
I'm not sure. A long time.
Yeah, I don't even know when the last year was they made the 370. So yeah, this is a 3.7 liter engine stuffed into this car. This is a very sought after swap. It's pretty easy for the most part because everything literally just bolts in right in the factory place. Really the kind of key, there's a bunch of things I could go over and talk about, whatever, as to how I got everything to work. But the key is to use, I use Z1 Motorsports motor mounts on this, and they're adjustable height. So I was able to lower all the way. Because the biggest thing is I wanted it to fit with the factory hood. I love this DE hood more than the HR bump. And so that was my biggest concern with the swap, was the hood clear. And there's a bunch of clearance. I can actually use a strut brace if I wanted to. It fits on there just fine. But I mean, so as far as the swap goes, everything just bolts in. You have to use the JK trans from the 370Z, so it's not a CD009, it's a JK trans is what they call it. Still factory 6-speed. So you have to use that trans with this engine, and then you can reuse your factory drive shaft. I reuse my factory radiator, my factory core support. I just cut a hole in the core support to allow the intake to come through. The radiator, this is actually also a factory DE radiator. The upper hose, this is also a lower DE hose. I actually just cut to trim and fit the upper hose just fine. And then the lower hose is also just a factory hose. So for this swap, you just need 2 DE lower radiator hoses, and you can make it work just fine. And then because this engine is a 2012 plus, it does have the factory like swirl pot in a way. So whenever they went to the style cooling system, there's no more hassles of bleeding it. You literally just fill up the reservoir and then start it and let it run, and then it'll bleed itself. So this is a factory reservoir from a 370Z also. and then I just had some brackets 3D printed
Nice.
to actually hold that in there.
Dang, I would have thought that was 3D printed.
Yep. So those are 3D printed.
Okay.
It's made of like PET G material, so it's supposed to withstand heat. But this actually used to be flat, so
okay.
it actually did form a little bit. But as long as it's still sturdy, that's
Yeah.
all that matters. So I believe if you were to use a HR core support and an HR radiator, then I think it has the correct mounting for this reservoir. I think it'll just bolt right in. Let's see. So the steering rack also is huge. The rack and pinion, if you do the swap on your DE car and you get the adjustable Z1 mounts and you lower all the way, definitely recommend to swap over to an HR rack and pinion from a 07, 08 350Z. The reason why is the steering lines are bent and formed a different way for the DE and HR. So on this car, or on this engine, the starter actually interfered with the hard lines on the rack and pinion. That's kind of it. And the most tricky thing is the harness. That's the only thing that's kind of a pain about the swap is getting someone or finding someone that can build the harness for you or kind of make the factory harness work. You have to use the factory 3.7 harness. And you have to use the Vivo module, and you have to use the factory 370Z ECU. So if you open this right here, that little box in there, that's the Vivo module. That's what controls the Vivo system. And then it has a ECU in it too from a 370. But you have to have the harness kind of made to plug in to the factory IPDM. So this car is using the factory power distribution module, intelligent power distribution module is what it's called. So using that's how I'm able to use the factory fans, the factory AC, everything is pretty much original. And then we go in here, the trick to getting the AC to work, the trick to getting the fans to turn on at a certain temperature, to get the tachometer working, and to also get the coolant temp to work is there is a box right here. I'll actually unplug it. So this right here is from Wiring Specialties. This is a big key to the puzzle right here. This is how the factory dash communicates with the computer, and so this converts basically the old CAN language to the new CAN language, and it allows them to kind of understand each other. You know, converts languages in a way. So without this, you don't have AC, you don't have a working tachometer, you don't have a working fans for the cooling system, and you don't have working cooling gauge. So this is a big, important part to the puzzle right here. The harness is just the biggest issue. But yeah, shifter, fits in the correct spot. Everything, like I said before, is just all literally just bolt in.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us about what inspired you to get this car?
So what inspired me to get this car? So I've always been a huge Z enthusiast, I've loved the Z's my whole life, ever since I was 8 years old. But so I've had a couple Z's throughout my life, and I met Long one day at Import Alliance. I don't remember the year. Was it 2018, 2019, I believe? One of those years. I met Long. He had his car. It was a black 350Z, and it was a drift car, a streetable drift car, and he gave me a ride along in it, and I was like, dude, Long, you inspired me, man. I'm gonna build a 350Z for a track car, for a drift car, for a street car. Like, this is amazing. And a year later, actually it wasn't even a year later, I think it was months later, I found this car on Marketplace, and I bought it. And then after 2 years, whatever, it turned it into this. Well, Long actually sold his car. He had what, a baby, or he's got 2 babies now?
Yeah,
2
hold on.
babies?
Does he have 1 or 2 kids?
I don't know. I know he's got 1.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so Long had his baby.
Yeah, so anyway, Long had his baby. Drift car, the fun stuff, had to go away. So sold his car, and he regretted it. He missed it. From my understanding, the person that had it just also destroyed it. So Long knew about my car. I think he was there with at Lanier a couple times when I was driving the car, and he actually hit me up and he said, "Hey man, if you ever want to sell your car, let me know." Haha, just kind of joking around. And I was like, yeah, right. It's never gonna happen. And then a month later or whatever, he said, "Hey man, you know, low key, if you want to sell the car, let me know." And I said, "Actually, that might happen. I want to, you know, change my career path, and I want to open my own shop. So it might happen." And then kind of forgot about it for a little bit, and then, you know, he hit me up again. He's like, "Hey man, you want to sell your car?" He's like, "Wife said I can get another car. It might be kind of my last chance to have a fun drift car." And I said, "Well, I've been putting more thought into, you know, changing my career and opening my own shop and doing my own thing, so it's very likely going to happen." And well, one thing led to another. We kept talking. We talked some numbers, and yeah, we essentially made it happen. So he bought this car, and he gave me a car on top. So pretty much a trade with cash on top, and something we were both happy with. And it's just kind of funny because like full circle, right? So Long inspired me to build this car. He sold his car, and then he gets this car. So it's kind of interesting. And here I am driving it, missing it. So who knows? Maybe in the future, one of these will be in my possession again.
Oh, yes.
It'll be fine. Cool. Solid. The other side's loose.
Oh, no.
Oh no, Long. What are you doing, man? See this? It's not good.
Wait. So what we got? We got play left and right.
There's play left and right. We'll have to check out what it is. Most likely a tie rod. Usually. Oh. Looks like we have a worn out
Joint. Hind joint.
Yeah.
Let me get a close up on that. Go ahead.
I'll see if I can tighten it up. It might help, but might need to get a new one.
What is that?
Someone's tire.
Yeah.
Yeah, this side's tight. So, this is what a VHR swap looks like underneath. It looks identical as the old stuff, as the DE stuff. So yeah, I reused the transmission mount and everything. Like I said, it bolts right in. I just used the steering rack from an HR car, and then it has the adjustable motor mounts. Lowered it all the way. I feel like 80, probably 75% of this car is a Z1 Motorsports, just because I kind of built it when I was working there. So I was a tech there for a little bit, and obviously I can't pass up the discount.
Yep.
Oh, I got a big thing for the community, for the ZG community, if you have a rack and pinion or a car that has a speed controlled steering, essentially, so the faster you go, the theory is the faster you go, the steering wheel will get stiffer, just giving you better handling at higher speeds. So if you use this rack and pinion on your car, so there is usually where this plug is, there's usually a solenoid right here that controls the amount of like pressure that the steering rack is receiving. And well, you take out that solenoid and it makes it feel like the car has power steering. So if you have the solenoid in your rack, it's not plugged in, the steering is going to be really heavy, really hard to turn, as if there's no power steering or as if the power steering is like limited. So you can buy this little delete plug here from GK Tech. I think it's like $20-$30 or something. And you put that plug in and the steering feels night and day better. Super easy, super buttery.
Right here, okay. That's the plug right there. Cool.
That's like a little tech tip for y'all that
Little
don't
trade
know.
secret.
Yeah. It took me forever to figure out the steering on this car, and that was the culprit. Like the steering sucked when I put this rack in, but once I put that plug in, 9-day difference.
How did you figure that out? Or just some research?
I don't remember if someone told me about it or if I came across it, but
Somehow,
some way, I figured it out, and it's the best thing ever. So for all you VQ boys, don't straight pipe your VQs. Sounds like crap. Get a proper exhaust. This is one of the best sounding exhaust combinations for these cars. So it has Motordyne art pipes, and it has a Tomei the rest of the way back. This exhaust combination is so good. It doesn't sound like a raspy, typical VQ35. So right here, this Tomei got damaged when I got towed I got T-boned. Tow truck picked up the car and they destroyed my exhaust. So I had a buddy of mine just weld some titanium plating over where it was scraped and flattened out. Just looking at that bushing. Oh.
What is that Gatorade bottle?
So Gatorade bottle. All right. So with a clutch type diff, with the clutches opening or engaging and disengaging, the diff fluid can get really hot. And when fluid gets hot, it expands. When it expands, it can leak out. So this is just a catch can for diff fluid. But with this being a welded diff, it's really not needed anymore. But it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool that it's still there.
Cool.
Yep. See, big thing that these cars need if you're gonna drift them. Diff brace, for sure. Number one thing. Diff bushings for drift cars, either solid or poly. If you're gonna drive the car on the street, I recommend poly for sure. These are just a Z1 diff bushings. Everything, a bunch of this stuff, like Z1 arms back here. All three of these arms are Z1. Feel coilovers. Feel 441 coilovers. The biggest thing that you might notice is the angle kit. So this is a FDF Mantis angle kit. I think this is I think they call this one the mini Mantis. So it's got the upper and lower control arm, and then it's got the tie rod relocation kit.
So, what made you decide on a Heim joint
For the tie rods.
Well, this is what the kit came with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the kit comes with the Heim joints.
Yep. Usually, Heim joints are better. They have less play in them. They don't have as much play such as like a rubber bushing.
Okay.
So Heims are a good replacement if you want stiffer, more solid, connection
More-
points.
Yeah.
But if they go bad, obviously they do that. But it kind of looks like it's. I almost think it might just be loose.
It might just be loose, yeah.
So I'm gonna. But
Tight.
I feel like it's been loose for so long that I feel like the inside of it is probably like
Wallowed out, yeah.
All right, Long. You've been drifting too much. You're wearing out the Heim joints.
It's normal. Just replace them. when they go bad. See, I don't remember what size it is. Probably 19.
Got the motor dying. Kill all that raspiness.
Yep.
And the titanium exhaust. You know, keep those high notes in there.
I'm just gonna,
Check it out.
yeah. See if I can. All right, Long, let's see what you have here, brother. All right, maybe
Maybe you just need to tighten.
just tighten that guy up some more. So there is a torque spec for this. However, I'm just gonna tighten it up by hand. You never want to over tighten Heim joints. If you just hit it with like your big Milwaukee impact gun,
The 20 Ugga
20 Ugga Duggas, what can happen is you can cause that Heim joint to mushroom on the inside, and it'll just damage it. It won't be able to move. You won't be able to take the bolt out. You'll have to replace it. There we go. Much better. There we go. Long, already fixing your car, buddy.
Free maintenance on the house.
On the house. I guess it's my thank you for letting me see the car again. So I did notice this right here. Long. This eccentric delete kit right here. The plate is shifted. So you need to fix that. Loosen the bolt. Straighten it out. Tighten it. And then the alignment needs to be done again. Luckily, you work at a dealership, so get it done. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, it looks like a car underneath, right?
Yeah.
So this car makes a perfect daily / weekend warrior car, is what you're saying. If you want a weekend warrior with AC, you can still drift it, do all the fun stuff, get a 350Z.
350Z, if you do these, I say simple mods, some of them are simple, but 350Zs can be the best. Yeah, daily driver, weekend warrior, like you said. They're so amazing and they're so easy to turn into that.
Cool. Well, I think that's gonna wrap up the build section of this video. But yeah, that's it for the underneath the car.
Long, if you ever get rid of these lug nuts, I want them back. These lug nuts were a gift from my wife for either, I think it was Christmas. I think they're a Christmas gift. So I like to get those back if you ever get rid of them. I got something for you, buddy. Good.
It is time to pump gas before I head back home. So it is not going to be regular gas. You got to use E85. All right, while I'm here, I am gonna do some highlight shots. Let's try it out. I'm actually just borrowing the car.
Are you just borrowing it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Cause that motherfucker nice though.
Oh, you heard it?
Nah, I didn't hear. I just seen it.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
just
but
seen it. I just seen the car.
there's a place called Fourth Gear Performance down the street from here.
Right over here, right?
Yeah, he's the one that built it.
I didn't get it on video because I got caught off guard, but somebody just asked about the car. And Aaron, if you're watching this, I passed him your information. He's very thankful. Hopefully he gives you a call. So it is getting a little late. I did want to take the car on some twisty roads, but since it's getting late, I'll probably save that for another time. Maybe I'll get together with Long and we could go for a mountain drive or something. Overall, I would like to say this car is really fun to drive, and I would love to drive the car again. I would love to try to drift the car. All right, I'm gonna take you guys outside. We're gonna do a walk around, try to get some nighttime footage, or try to catch some sky footage, because we did miss the sunset, but the sky's still nice and pretty. All right, so the car is back at Long's place.
All right.
In his possession.
It's all in one
Safe,
piece.
safe and sound.
A lot less fuel.
No, I actually filled it back up.
Oh, you did? You found a spot?
I filled it up down there.
Okay.
And when I got back, I was like, oh, okay, it's right back where it was. Because it was like...
Oh, okay.
like
Well, you didn't have
down.
to do that.
Oh, no problem, man.
Yeah.
You know, I try to put in what you put in.
Okay. Well, I mean, the next time we'll probably be on the track, you know,
Okay,
and test
yeah.
this out. So maybe you can get out there and
Yeah.
get some runs for it. I mean, get out there on the wheel too. Throw
Yeah.
on the helmet.
You gonna let me?
Yeah, of course, man.
You let me slide?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yes. I
Got
actually...
plenty of tires for it.
I was actually like, man, I haven't slid in so long. I want to slide, but I don't want to be responsible, you know.
Yeah, no, we'll
for
do that
anything.
linear. It's pretty big
Okay,
open.
yeah.
You'll have fun and shit.
But yeah, next time we're gonna go sliding, and I didn't get any flyby videos because we just didn't have time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we just did like in-car driving. So if you're free one of these like days, I would prefer you do the flybys. I just record.
I got you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
one
just
day we'll do
record and you do the flybys.
Yeah, we'll catch you at the track soon. I mean, most all the guys too, get them all together. And
Yeah.
we can have fun out there.
Yeah, who
Usually
you-
I don't like going by myself because it's more of a group thing.
Yeah.
That makes it more fun.
It's more, yeah. Alone is kind of boring.
Yeah. Yeah, even if I was signed up for an event and like all my friends decline, I'd probably decline too, not to go, just because I
Yeah.
don't want to go by myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, that is it for today. We'll see
All right,
y'all
man.
next time. Thank you, Long.
Yes,
again.
sir.
Where's Victor? I want to say bye.